two. I only personally do the White Claws when like I'm coming off like a hard drinking day and I've been out. I've had like 9 beers, 3 shots of Jack, and we're like hitting Angelo's, and it's time to kind of start like mellowing out, and I'm kind of wanting something sweet, and I kind of want some food, and then I go like, yeah, I'll have a fucking White Claw.
Bubbly.
No,
I'll have
if you
like a
want-
White Claw.
No, just because I am being paid to promotionally, to promotionally move this company
Is
forward.
there something you're not telling us, Edward?
I just
You've
want to
been
let you guys know
sponsored
that in
by the
addition
Surge?
to great flavor and light body, you can surge.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah,
wow.
show
The
him.
the cranberry
Show 'em. Yeah, this
sounds-
camera right up
Cranberry
there.
sounds better than blackberry.
There it
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah, that's the White Claw
know.
Surge.
We're gonna have to
So,
we're gonna have to blur all this
It's
out later.
not just your average White Claw. Why do they call it Surge now?
copyright.
I'm surging right now.
So you said it's 8%?
it's 8%.
Oh, so that's like heavy duty rock and roll.
Yeah, I can feel the electric.
That's
moving around
actually
my
like
body.
what do they
You
got?
can
Like
feel
Steel
the surge.
Reserve.
I can feel
like
the
Steel
surge.
Reserve and
Steel
shit
Reserve's
like that is
like
probably
12-13%. That shit's fucking
Steel Resurge.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
well-
motor oil.
yeah.
I drank Steel Reserve. I was in
Motor
a
oil.
dark place, and I was drinking Steel
Steel
Reserve,
Reserve, yeah.
regularly. I mean, the price versus drunkenness.
What address? The one right here
Last
across
one,
the street.
yeah, across the street,
Right over there.
50 yards.
Easy
from
move. Easy
50
move.
yards from where we're at right
The
now.
Steel
like,
Reserves
It
were
was
getting
an
hammered.
easy move.
I was in a deep dark hole, and
Yeah.
the Steel Reserve just, oh my
Just
gosh,
helped you. Just
like
handed you.
Ice House.
Just handed you a shovel.
Ice
it's
House
better than
Edge.
it's better than Ice House
and all that.
Steel
yeah.
Reserve. It's like it's got that weird like metallic
Yeah.
chemically flavor.
That's where the steel part.
So
comes
it's
from
like
it.
you're drinking beer, but you're also drinking some type of additional chemicals that are getting you way more drunk than you should be off of whatever drink you're drinking.
No, I'm convinced that what they do is they formaldehyde the floors in that factory, and they put bleach and stuff on the floors. All the hops that get like
It tastes, yeah.
all the hops that
They
fall on the floor,
they go to
They
the steel
just-
from Budweiser and stuff, they just start
they
shoveling
just
that
sweep
back
those
up.
up, and then they put it back in, which makes it like extra fermented because it's been sitting on the floor of the formaldehyde. It does have like a distinct formaldehyde flavor.
That
Steel
is,
Reserve
yeah.
has a.
Very
I don't mean to.
distinct.
I don't mean to get too much into it, but Steel Reserve.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Steel
You're not
Reserve has a very specific flavor that I'll never forget.
wrong. Yeah,
you
never.
know,
It's part of childhood. It's
one of the-
it's a rite of passage.
Once you've tasted it, you never forget exactly that first time the Steel Reserve.
it's a steel-toed
hits
boot.
Your lip.
It's a steel-toed boot on a.
right in your fucking teeth.
It's a Kodiak. It's a Kodiak work tail. God damn, what does he say? Sorry, I'm fucking up. Cable guy. Never mind. Go. Let's do it. Let's do the fucking show.
All right,
let's
let's
go,
do it.
guys. Welcome back, guys, to the Is This Football podcast.
Is this football?
I'm Dan, joined once again by my lovely friends Edward Doyle, Remdog Breachak.
Good evening.
Back for another lovely episode. So, Remy, what we're 21 now? Is this 2020, 21?
This is episode 22.
22. Jesus.
Live from Tiger Kennel C.
What
This
am
is
I
the
even thinking?
third and maybe final installment.
Yeah, we're
not
thinking this
sure.
is going to be the culminating.
It might be the final
culminating situation of the
Well-
bracket, brought to you by Steelhouse
Yeah.
and
We'll
White
see.
Claw Surge.
For everybody just joining, we the last couple episodes we've been doing a. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Are we calling it Best of the Burg?
We're calling it Best of the Berg bracket.
Best of
Perfect.
the Burg bracket. We're going different, just basically anything, not specific to restaurants.
Oh, it's weird.
bars, just-
Sometimes there's matchups like
Yeah.
Warm Winters versus Emerald Pub. You never know what you're going to
and
get.
then like taxation against
Representation.
Bizarros. Yeah, I know. In honor of 4th of July, it's going to make a little taxation without representation joke. But
That was
we
good.
are.
Thanks, Edward.
So
There's
we're
8 teams left.
we're halfway through the third round. Is that where we're
Well,
at?
there's 8 teams left. There was 32 to begin with, so we're closing in fast on
And
finding
you're
out what the most important place in St. Pete is to the three
You're
of us.
sure you've got a handle on the bracket, though?
Yeah,
Exactly
it's-
where we're at.
It's
what we're
thrashing
doing?
about. It's oiled up, but I'm doing the best I can to handle it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, for sure.
Well, without any further ado, man, I guess we should just jump right into it. See if we can knock down as much of this shit as possible.
I think
See
so.
if
It's
we
time
can
to
get
let's
as much
go, guys.
handled as we can.
Who are we starting with?
Well, you. What do you?
All right, we're starting
you
with me?
have
All
to
right.
start.
Well,
You're
no,
the one with the bracket. What do you mean? Who's going to start? Jesus Christ!
I didn't know who was.
You have to let us know
I didn't
what
know.
we're
Yes,
what
but I
we're
didn't
debating.
know who was starting the debate.
I
but
mean,
it's fine.
I'll start the
Remy,
debate. You
You
can start. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We are. There's 8 teams left.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Once again,
There's 14. There's 8 teams left.
Here we
I'm
go.
handling-
I'm
18.
handling this thrashing bracket. All right.
Okay. All right.
8 teams left. Angelo's is up against Natural Spaces. Remy, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, I'll take it up. I hate outdoors. I'm an indoor kid.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
I would not be able to produce the show or make apps or do things that I do if I didn't grow up living on the computer. I mean, and now
Remy's not an outdoor kid.
I'm 36, so I mean, obviously, I didn't start on the internet until about halfway through middle school when AOL was in every home and everyone was forced to
man.
get a home computer.
AIM, baby.
We got the AOL discs before we even bought a computer, and
Yeah.
then we're like, okay, everybody's buying a computer. It's finally time. Dad, Mom, please,
Seems a little
God,
cart
please.
before the horse there. You
So,
had the
yeah,
AOL
we had the
discs before
I
you
like
even
had
a
it on the
computer.
shelf ready to go, and then like 3 months later we had a computer, and I was like, install, let's go.
Yeah.
And yeah, oh my God. Speaking of which, I saw quick tidbit. Saw a photo of the Microsoft Windows 95 installation package. It's like 12 discs. It's
Yeah.
12 CDs that you had to put into a CD drive.
Yeah.
And have it down before you could download a program that was way larger on the internet, just off the internet,
Yeah.
off of your Mac store. You had to install all 12 of these. I mean, I'm sorry. So yeah, indoor kid for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take Angelo's because.
So, just to wrap that one up.
Sorry, that was a
hate
tangent.
outdoors, love Angelo's. You're going
Yeah,
Angelo's.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a tangent about being an indoor kid, but yeah, Angelo's keeps me sustained or substained. I should say.
I think it's sustained.
Yeah, with their
think
brilliant
he was
food
doing a joke
at
With
3 a.m.
With the freaking euros.
and the frickin'
I had the
you
Euro the
turned
other
me
day. It
on.
wasn't very good.
You
Had
turned
the
me
Euro.
on to the damn Reubens.
Yeah, I told you.
I
man.
watched you eat like
They're-
50 Reubens, and then
Yeah.
finally I got a Reuben the other
Those
night.
Reubens are kicking.
And, whoo,
Those
shit.
Reubens got some
Where
gas
else you gonna get a
behind 'em.
good Reuben at 2:30 in the morning when you're drunk?
Hmm.
Angelo's. So I got Angelo's.
Well, where
all
are you
day.
going to get any food, good, decent food when it's 2:30 and you're drunk? Angelo's is the go-to. They've got that. They've got that corner of the market just absolutely beaten down in downtown St. Pete. But for me, which I know it's moving to me, I'm honestly, I wish my answer was different because without any further delay, I'm going Angelo's. Only because I don't frequent the outdoor spaces enough, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that
Is that bad?
this entire tournament bracket is turning into the three of us just basically letting all of our listeners know how much of degenerates we are and how terrible we are.
That was the
as
whole
people.
point. The whole
True.
point
Because
was
I have a feeling it's going to end up being like
We have to be honest.
it's going to
gonna
be
Angelo's
it's going
versus
to
the
be
Emerald.
Angelo's versus Emerald and versus warm winters
Well,
and beaches
Like
and
we-
Publix and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. It's like it's coming down to what we like the most.
Well, like we've been
which
saying
is
this entire
places
time.
where we can
Yeah.
drink and eat shitty food in St. Petersburg.
Late at
and
night. Late at night is beneficial.
Late
as well.
night eating and drinking. I love the open spaces. It's wonderful. I am an outdoorsy person more than Remy. I guess that's not saying much, but yeah, just Emerald has been there for me so much. It's
Angelo's.
such a comforting place. It goes kind of back to what we were talking about. The other places, Emerald, Goose. It's like you walk in there, the bartenders know you. They know what we're drinking. They usually can guess what I'm eating when I walk in. They're like, "You're getting a Cuban and chicken tenders," and I'm like, "God damn it!
God damn it! You know me so well.
You sons of bitches! You know exactly what I'm gonna eat."
Stop it there. You know why?
Are we pausing?
All right, quick.
Yeah, we're getting
quick pause.
quite-
Yep,
we're getting a lot of,
So we're just
Yeah,
gonna
no, I was
save
getting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were
I feel like it's
forge
gone
on
now,
the-
though.
No,
It
well,
may have
now
gone now,
because
yeah.
it's not recording. But
Okay.
let's
Yeah,
try
we're getting
recording.
it.
I thought I
again.
said something at first. It's like, fuck. What
No,
am
I
I
thought
supposed
you
to
hit a fly. I
Once
thought you
we
got bit
heard,
by a
once we
horse
heard the hornet. Me and Ed would always look at each other whenever we see that. Whenever we hear that thing. Okay, here we go.
I heard it. But
All
I
right,
just- I
YouTube.
didn't
Thanks for
wanna
dealing with us.
stop.
And you're ending your speech on blah blah blah. 3, 2.
Yeah, just Emerald. It's such a comforting thing. The bartenders know me, know us. We go there enough.
Angelo's.
What did I say?
Emerald.
Oh yeah, sorry, Angelo's.
But that too.
It's a comforting place. It's one of those. If you're in downtown St. Pete and you know anything about anything, and you're looking for some late night grub. It's just the spot, man. They have so much stuff, so much selection.
And not even that. You always, like we've mentioned in the podcast before, you always see a fight.
Yeah.
Or
and
like
I'm unfortunately usually some way involved in it at all times. I just feel morally obligated because it's like there's people fighting and the bartender's like, my God, what's going on?
And then
I'm
the best part for me, I went to Angelo's.
I've caught chairs before.
I went to Angelo's on a New Year's Eve sober and just waited for my pizza while the whole racket was going down at 2 a.m. And watching every guy and girl almost break up.
Yep.
And like everything was just like it was just like a reality show exploding around me.
The crazy homeless people out front.
It's insane. It's one of the most insane places I've ever been.
Some of the best entertainment I've ever seen in my life.
It's one of the most
out front of Angelo's.
And just inside.
Well,
inside the four walls as well.
I want to know what that being
everywhere
said.
involved.
Yeah, I want to mirror Dan's take on it. Like, if I was the person I really want to transform into, it would be open spaces. But like, if
I was who I wanted to be, it'd be open spaces. But I'm not that person.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm taking.
If I was fully
cheap
developed into
alcohol
someone
and
who
shitty
I
food
want,
late night.
If I was developed into someone I was proud of, then I'd be picking that. But I am who I am. I don't know if there's much more scope for growth in this personality, but at the moment it's Angelo's, guys. And yeah, just to say,
we're all on the same page.
It is crazy when you're in there either sober or not completely lit, when you've still got your surroundings and your bearings, and
you're like, oh, this is what it looks
like. You'll be walking through, there'll just be like some mad meatball sandwich come flying past your head, and then two girls fighting, and then there's someone getting punched, and it's.
We could honestly do a bracket
on Angelo's food.
Just on all the fights that I've been in at Angelo's. I could do probably an 8-round bracket on all the different fights and altercations I've been in at Angelo's, just because I go there way more than any human being should, and I've been involved in more physical issues there than any human being should ever be subject to. But
Angelo's bracket should be a thing.
I think we could possibly. But the thing is, it's like no one will get that but us. Yeah.
Okay. So Angelo's anyway. Next quarterfinal.
You making notes?
Angelo's. Can you keep track of what the fuck's going on here?
I've got everything under control now.
You note down that Angelo's
I've
won
got everything under control now.
I don't want you to come next episode and be like, well, who won that one?
Well, we did have to listen to the last 5 minutes of the last episode so Eddie could remember the last one we talked about.
I had too much to drink last week. I'm sober this week. I'm surging, but I'm sober.
I'm surging, but I'm sober.
This is going to Dan first. You've got Publix and you've got Blue Goose in the other quarterfinal.
Ooh, see, this is really tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. See, for this one, I don't know if you guys would expect me to go a certain way, but for this, I'm gonna have to go Publix, because as much as I love Blue Goose is an amazing spot. But I'm going to take it back to my comparison or my, whatever analogy that I made before. It's like tomorrow, if Blue Goose was wiped off the face of the earth, I'd probably cry. Not going to lie, it would be an emotional day for me, and I would be absolutely distraught. But I feel like Publix, if I woke up tomorrow and there was no Publix for me to go to, that would affect my life much more immensely than losing Blue Goose.
Forever.
I've been grocery shopping at Publix since that's the only place I grocery shop.
Well, Albertsons too.
Well, when was the last time you were at a
We both grew up in Shore Acres. We both remember the Albertsons.
What's it called? Albertsons.
But the Albertsons was always right. The Albertsons, Remy, that was mostly for the video store. That was a video store thing.
You're right. And buddy that made our first...
Publix never had a video store.
Fun fact, the last Albertsons video store manager was the wife of the guy who made my band's first run of T-shirts when I was 14.
The wife of
the guy that made my first T-shirts, this punk guy that had a T-shirt company, he made my band's first run of T-shirts when I was 14, and his wife was the last manager of the Albertsons.
What year was that? Albert? That must have been
2000.
No.
No, it was still there in 2000. I promise you.
Oh no, it was.
Promise
But
you.
no, I'm saying when did Albertsons? When was Albertsons no longer at that shopping?
2003, 2004, something like that.
Center? I
maybe.
want to say it was like 7, 8, and
But either way, they turned it into another Publix.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. They had a Publix right across the street as their competition, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what are they going to put with this Albertsons?"
All right,
They put another Publix in.
All right, so we all know you.
Publix.
You're Publix for
Publix,
sure.
baby, all day.
Right.
Them pub subs.
The thing, so to me, is I think what if you lose one of them? Look at what you're dropping down to. You lose Blue Goose, you are losing the pool tables. You're losing some of our favourite bartenders. I know you're losing a decent set of dartboards, but you're dropping down to Steve's. You're dropping down to Emerald, Angelo's. You know, we can find other dive bars probably in town. Maybe less so now than before. If you lose Publix, you're dropping down.
I wouldn't say Goose is a dive bar.
Okay, fine. Local haunts. Local haunts.
Yeah, I mean,
not a dive bar.
It's in the realm.
It's not
but
a dive
I don't,
bar. Okay,
yeah,
I just mean local haunts.
Goose is one level up.
It's
from a dive bar.
local haunts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you lose Publix, and listen, respect to Aldi for their prices, because sometimes I have to go there. There's no other respectable food shopping places here in town, but so respect to Aldi for their prices. But think of what you're losing when you lose Publix. You're losing so much.
That's immense.
So it's a drop off in quality for me from one to the other, and the depth that's available in their own
you are
market.
as well
I'm
going.
Publix.
I thought I was
Publix
going to be
too.
on my own.
No, I'm with
Publix on
Publix
that
too.
one. Oh,
So
wow.
Remy, you want anything to add? We know the result, but
I
do you want
hope
to add?
Josh and Evan aren't listening to this podcast.
No.
Right now.
I'm gonna pick Publix because it was my first job ever, and honestly, it's the only grocery store I go to. When I go to Winn-Dixie, like I feel like
horrific.
I should.
You're in
I feel like I
1990.
should just take my shoes off and walk around with barefoot.
Yeah.
Like while I'm there, like it's just like. It's just not shopping is not a pleasure at Winn-Dixie compared to Publix. And
also, where are the customers in Winn-Dixie
Shopping's
keeping them
not a
afloat?
yeah.
I want to know how Winn-Dixie are.
I was thinking
Any
the same
possible
thing.
way in-
Remy brought that up the other day. I was like, Remy, where are
the customers?
I had forgotten about, but that Winn-Dixie, the one that's across the street from the post office, that has been there for fucking 20 years.
I think
20,
they're just
30
riding
years.
the coattails of some
And
other
then-
And I was
branches.
I was like, who the hell goes there?
I've
Well,
been there once.
you
There's
had
a
the
Publix.
one. You had the one on 4th Street and like 79th, but that's been closed down for like 2
by
years.
it's where
Noble Crust.
where the Dunkin' Donuts is
Yeah.
now.
That's been closed down for like a year or two now.
What's there now?
Now there's still one.
They do the
Winn-Dixie
Christmas
up,
tree
up
lot.
past
No, I
Candy.
know, but the Winn-Dixie
No,
where
it's
the
nothing.
Dunkin' Donuts.
There's nothing there
But
still.
there has to be something. That
No,
big
there-
ass building that's there.
What I read
what did
was
it turn into?
what I
Vacant
read
lot
was
at the
that
moment.
Winn-Dixie was
Vacant
getting.
lot.
It's a vacant building.
building.
Vacant
If you guys
building,
want
I
to
mean.
fucking hear about it for a minute, I read an article that
Go ahead,
said
Ram.
most of Winn-Dixie's throughout the country closed down over the last year or two, and they're working on budget for renovations for these, and they're gonna try to make them as closer to Publix as they can get
Wow,
them.
that's crazy. You're going to
So-
take 2 years off of
Yeah.
cash flow and try and compete with something that's
that
not
just
going to happen.
seems like a bad business model to
I'm
like.
sure. Well, it's
to-
fucking Winn-Dixie.
Yeah,
Either
but
way.
but they were a powerhouse for a
Well,
like.
they're not on the fucking list. I'll tell you that.
I liken Winn-Dixie to Kmart. Like you remember
Yeah,
the
same.
heyday of Kmart. Like
I remember, but we're not getting into that right now.
Kmart was the shit
have
for
time,
a
we have
little
time.
bit.
Do we?
We have time.
All right. Well,
No,
I
mean,
I don't know how much time.
I was
we
just saying
have.
Kmart used to be the
No,
shit.
but
and
I
then
will. I think it's a
Walmart-
unanimous decision that
Yeah.
we're all going Publix
Yeah.
on this one.
Yeah.
All right, third quarterfinal, Cuban sandwich and Natural Springs. I'm going first. I don't know how Cuban sandwich got this far. I guess just against really weak matchups.
Cuban sandwich is fire. What are you
Cuban
talking
sandwich is
about?
fire.
Don't-
Listen,
don't
I
ever
love Cuban
Don't
sandwich.
ever
Guys,
disparage
just
the Cuban
relax.
sandwich.
Guys, just
for the
relax.
love
I
of
love
God.
Cuban sandwich. You know I love Cuban sandwich. But it's had some really weak matchups. So I think that's how it got to this far. I don't
Like
think,
the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup.
yeah, they. Well, we'll leave that alone. But no, I'm going the Florida Springs. That's my favorite place in
Yeah.
Florida. I just love it. We've had great memeries there. Many more to come.
Yeah.
I do love Cuban sandwich. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's
So
not
it's
going
the
to be
Springs versus
Springs
Cuban.
versus Cuban sandwich. Remy.
Haven't really experienced the Springs other than being a kid and going out with my family when I was younger. Not able to drink. Not really able to do anything. So, and again, yeah,
Well,
Springs
that's not
are
'cause
lost on me.
It's not because we didn't invite you.
No, I know. Plenty of times you guys do.
You've been
Yeah.
invited.
Yeah, some days when
You
I'm
coulda
working,
gone.
but whatever. But either way, and I appreciate the invites, but I've just never been at a capacity where I can say I had a great time doing it. So I'm defaulting to the.
You already
to the
said
former.
you're not like an outdoors kind of you're not
yeah.
you're not massive on the outdoors, which
Indoors-
kind of
indoors
leads
sandwich.
into you
Indoors
not being
Cuban
there.
sandwich.
No, because what happens when I get outdoors and it's cringe as fuck and I don't like doing it. When I get outdoors, when I go to places like this, the Springs, whatnot, whatever, I get bored really easily. So I am the guy that's going to bring the acoustic guitar out.
Yeah,
and
well,
then-
that'd be wonderful. Remy.
Well, no,
we'd all love that. You
no,
could bring out a
because-
guitar. You
no,
could start playing
because
guitar.
end up in the river.
That
You
sound,
can't playing it in the river, but like you could bring it,
sounds
out.
good on paper, but every horror movie or every comedy movie, there's always that douchebag that's like the guy playing the acoustic guitar around the bonfire, and I just don't want to be that guy. So I just
You don't want to get murdered first.
I just elude myself from the situation entirely
And get a Cuban sandwich
and get a Cuban sandwich, and then I'm
So
happy.
you're going Cuban.
Yeah, Cuban all the
Okay.
way. Yeah.
Dan, decide.
My thinking on this one, I do have to say, is similar. I'm just going to continue bringing this back up when I make these comparisons. Cuban sandwich, love it to death. One of my I don't know if it's so difficult. Like
It's also top five sandwich.
I'm a sandwich person.
Yeah.
All the way around. Put some good meat, cheese, and sauce on a bread. Some other toppings. I love it. But the Cuban is very special to me. But so is an Italian. So is a Philly. So is a good spicy chicken sandwich. A Reuben. I will go nuts for a good fucking Reuben and like instantly. But with the Springs, there's nothing
nothing else,
else. Like if I lose the Cuban, I've got 16
There's a
other
mitigation
options. Like I can eat sandwiches. I could get, Heroes and the Ultimate, and I can get like when I go to Publix, if I get a pub sub, my go-to is the Italian. That's so there's plenty.
I tried to do the
I-
shrimp.
I-
I tried to do.
Italian-
It's underwhelming. It's
I
underwhelming.
tried to do the shrimp po' boy
Underwhelming.
and turkey, and
Underwhelming.
they didn't have any shrimp, so I passed on
It's
it.
underwhelming, just so you guys know. But
I'm gonna
sorry,
have
Dan.
to try that. No, you're good. I'm gonna have to try that. But that does sound
It's
delicious.
it's
But that
underwhelming.
goes back to what I'm saying. Is that sounds like if I'm hungry and I need a sandwich, and you say, oh, you can't have a Cuban, you could have an Italian, or you can have a Philly, or you can have this or that.
Yeah,
if I want to go to the Springs, there's nothing
Yeah.
other than the Springs that you can
Yeah,
give
it's
me
true.
that'll give me that Springs. Because like I
Energy.
said, people go nuts over the beach in Florida, but the Springs is really, for people that don't know Florida
Mm-hmm.
and know like the environment around here, anyone that knows anything about anything, the Springs are the real heavy hitter of like the natural,
It's the hidden jewel
of the fun places to go, the great places to have a good time, take your friends. You can go camping, you can have a crazy wild, get fucked up
Wear
weekend,
your
all
fucking
that
bathing
stuff.
suit for 3 days
Me
straight.
losing
Yeah.
a Cuban doesn't really affect. Like
God, yeah, true.
I would hate it. I wouldn't be.
But I still have a
wouldn't-
Philly cheesesteak.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I
still have
wouldn't be
a-
pleased. We still got the meat lovers in the back of the car. We still got the meat lovers in the trunk.
How much for the gas? You didn't pump any.
You didn't pump any. But like Cuban, losing that wouldn't it would be a dark day in my life. But I could not. I've said it once, and I'll say it for the rest of my life. The Springs is the most fun part about Florida. So I'm going Springs all day. Got to go Springs.
Good man. Should we take a break or should
Yeah, I need a cigarette.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke a dart. Remy's gonna smoke a dart. Me and Eddie are gonna
we watch him?
fuck around, watch him smoke a dart. But we will be back shortly, guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys, to the Is This Football podcast.
This is football.
Thank you for staying with us. We've been going over a very, very difficult bracket for the best of the Burg bracket.
That's right. The
Going-
B.
Exactly. If you weren't with us before, we're just kind of going through different things, places, all types of attractions to the not only St. Petersburg, state of Florida, different different things and just comparing, contrasting them, and seeing what we like better, and giving you our little take.
I'm honestly surprised, if I may say, that we match up on a lot more of these as we get closer in.
I knew we were all going to have very similar viewpoints on the majority.
I thought
of
that
these.
some of them would have been different, though.
We all have, the three of us have very similar lifestyles in what we do. The places
Lifestyles is correct, yeah.
where we go, where we
But the niche
frequent.
stuff of the lifestyles is somewhat different, like our favorite haunts.
But yeah, I'm surprised for the most part. I mean, we
all
had,
have
what,
the
2
same
rounds
thing
we
on.
all did unanimously?
I thought
summer?
Steve's would.
No,
I thought Remy would have voted for Steve's.
I don't know if we've only had a couple unanimous. I feel like every single one that we've done so far, there's been one person. Like, I mean, I wish we had the statistics here to bring up, but
Yeah, that'd be good.
they haven't all been unanimous. There's been a couple unanimous, but I feel like for the most part, there's been one dissenting voice.
Right. I just said
in
2
more
were probably
or less.
unanimous, so yeah.
Well, no, yeah, there's a couple, but I mean, for the most part, I feel like it's been a little. It hasn't been just like gimmies where it's just like, oh, this one's definitely going to win. But
Right.
I feel like it's been good. We've been discussing a lot of our different thoughts and beliefs on our big spots in St. Pete, but without any further ado,
Remy, the
Let's
last
continue.
of the quarterfinals is Janice Live and the Emerald.
easy.
Yeah,
When's the last time you were Janice, Remy?
Yeah, I mean, like twice in the past 10 years. Maybe 6 years.
See,
twice in the past 6 years.
As I just said, the whole unanimous thing, I feel like if this isn't unanimous, something's going wrong. Something's gone terribly wrong if we're not all...
Emerald's going to win for me
How
just
the-
because, I do love Janice, and I've seen some good shows at Janice. And most of the times when I go to see a show, it's at Janice. I have another show I want to go see in September. It's going to be at Janice.
It's the premier venue.
Well, and not even that.
You
It's
know.
it's a good place to go and see bands that are not. You don't have to go all the way out to the amphitheater. You don't got to go to Ice Palace. You're going to see some bands like Alkaline Trio and
That's what I'm
Coheed and
saying.
Cambria and bands
wait,
bands that are not huge.
when
huge,
you
huge.
take out like Amelie Arena, like Raymond James, Tropicana, like
Amelie,
they'll have those massive bands at like Tropicana Field, Amelie Arena.
It's Amelie, by the way.
Amelie. I
It's a
thought it was
name-
Amelie.
It's a name of an oil
Amelie.
company.
Yeah, I know it's an oil company. Thank you, Remy. But
AMALE,
Outside of-
better than it has to be. Amelie.
outside of those huge venues, like as far as like the smaller St. Pete ones, I do have to say that if State Theater was still there, I think it'd give it a run for their money. But it's not. It's the Floridian now, which I still haven't been to.
Well, they're actually starting to incorporate some like local shows like they used to in State Theater. It's not the same like punk and everything like
State
that.
Theater
but they
doesn't
are-
exist anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like they're
Floridian.
not doing like they used to do back with State Theater with like punk shows and all this stuff. But
No,
they
I
are
know.
starting to like let some locals play and stuff like that. So that's
It's like
respectable
it's more of like a
enough.
jazz place now. Like I
For the
feel
most
like
part,
they do
yeah.
like
you
jazz.
get a good old fashioned,
They'll do some
a
Latin
good dirty
music.
martini.
Yeah, they classed it up there a little bit, but
But yeah. So I mean, what was the question?
it was Emerald versus
yeah,
Janice.
Yeah, obviously
Janice
Emerald's
Live.
going to win because Emerald is
Yeah.
still where I hang my hat, and Emerald was where I was born. I was born from the floorboards of that place.
Yeah,
My punk bands played there thousands of times, and yeah, Emerald,
thousands of years ago as well.
Emerald will always win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's no question that I'm going Emerald in this debate, but as far I'm one of those people. I do really enjoy live music, but only if it's something that I really, really want to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Like I'm not one of those people. I know a lot of people that love live music, and they'll just if it's a whim and it's just some random band or decent band that they've heard of or one of their friends knows, like, oh, we'll go see. Like, I'm not going to go see a live show, pay money for a ticket for a band that I don't absolutely have to see.
That's a difference.
If there's a show that I am dying to see, or a band or a person that I'm like dying to see perform, I'll go see it. But I just live music to me is not as it doesn't have as much of a draw as it might for other people.
Well, no, that's the difference for me. With the Floridian,
You just
since
said, when's the last time you've been?
Well, since we're talking
we're
about
not
the
talking
Floridian.
We're talking
but-
about Janice.
Well, I mean, either way, I'm a sucker for live music. I don't even care if I paid a ticket. Like if
yeah.
I'm somewhere and
But
there
that's
is
the
live
difference.
music, I will walk over and just watch. I mean, being a musician, as I claim to be a little bit, I play some instruments.
oh, you can play.
Anytime I see a fucking
Remy can
band,
play.
anytime I see a band play, I will like be like, babe, I'll be right back, and I just kind of walk over to the stage and kind of like just watch for a little bit.
Who's
you know?
the babe?
Yeah. I mean, whoever the babe is at that point, but babe, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check it out for a minute, because
Babe, hold my beer.
fellow
I'm gonna go watch this
musician
fucking
shit.
band.
Yeah, you just want to go out and check it out,
All
but yeah, no, it's gonna. Yeah.
Bottom line for either one of us, it's Emerald. We're just gonna have to go with that.
And
And
it goes to
Eddie,
Eddie
please
for the
change my
tiebreaker.
mind.
Yeah,
We're
it's the
going Emerald. Change my mind.
The only thing that I would, the only thing, it's not a match to me at all. But the thing I would say is that
okay, I don't mean to interrupt.
how did
you.
Janice?
How
get
did
this far?
Janice get this far? What
It
did
beat
Janice?
Snowbirds Going Home, which I was quite surprised about. It beat Snowbirds Going Home, and then
I'm
it beat,
just so used
then
to
it
the
beat
Snowbirds at this point. But
Low
yeah,
Taxes
okay.
as well.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Janice beat Low Taxes.
Yeah, which is quite
I
surprising.
feel like I didn't have any input in that. I feel like
Yeah, you said because you said you don't pay taxes.
Oh, true.
You literally just went over this not but 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So there you go. That's
I
how
don't
it got
pay
here.
taxes. So.
But yeah, either way, Emerald is
that's a
Emerald's
lot.
winning that one.
That's a lot.
All right. So semifinals, guys. We've only got
Stalwart.
3 more total matchups.
So we are back into
2 semifinals and 1 final. We're here.
All right.
We've made it, guys.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
we're
it.
doing it.
We're
Semifinal.
here, baby.
You've
We're
got-
in it.
All right. This is going to be Remy. Wait,
Remy.
No,
will
this
out,
is gonna
so
be Dan.
It's me first. Okay.
Dan, you're going to have Angelo's matching off against Publix.
Ooh, see, this is really tough. Honestly, for this one, only because I'm gonna go more for this one. I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction than I have for the rest of the matchups. I'm going more for this one.
Well, it's more like, do you like cooking or do you want somebody else to cook for you?
Well, that was what my thinking was going to be. It's like where I want to go versus where I should be going. I should be going to Publix, which I love. Can't get enough of it. Love everything about Publix. There's no bad parts about it. But where I want to go at 2 a.m., like Publix isn't open at 2:15 a.m.
past
when
10.
I'm drunk and I need a euro or a Philly or a Cuban sandwich or something.
And you
like
don't
that.
have to cook it yourself.
Oh man, see, this is really tough.
I'm obviously
I don't know.
advocating for Angela's.
He's picking.
No, I can tell. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go with my head. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one, and I'm gonna say Angelo's. Only because I don't know how much longer Angelo's is going to be there. Only because the way St. Pete's going, the growth, the changes, the way that properties and businesses and restaurants and bars are being bought up.
That block will be condos.
I
within
do
the next 5
believe
years.
it. Well, that's what I mean. I was going to say 5 to 10, but I do believe in the next 10 to 15 years, that whole block won't even be there anymore. Angelo's, Emerald, 548 with I feel like that because they're building right next to that
Then
block,
what will be the point of moving downtown? What will be the point of moving downtown?
so they can
Wait,
all
so you
go
can
to
go to-
fucking BurgerFi
Or
They can
no
to those stupid
no
new corporate
vacancy, no
places.
vacancy.
Yeah.
The 200 block Beach Drive. That's what St. Pete is now.
Yeah.
Those other places are just for places
So-
just for the remaining workers.
I know Publix isn't going anywhere. Publix will be in my life for the foreseeable future. I don't care what type of changes are going on in the economy or in St. Pete or in Florida in general.
They're not going anywhere.
Publix will never leave me. But for that reason, on that note, I'm going to have to go Angelo's because I'm going to need as much Angelo's for as long as they're still there, as long as Angelo's is still providing people, the good people of downtown St. Petersburg, incredibly cheap drinks and incredibly good food for the price point. I'm gonna have to go Angelo's. I have to do it as much as I love Publix. I'm going to go to Angelo's. Got to do it.
You might have changed my mind.
Were you going Publix?
I was thinking about going Publix
I
because
was thinking about
my
it too. That was
logic
tough.
behind it.
These ones are getting tough. Like,
My
once it
logic
gets,
behind it was that if you do lose an Angelo's, maybe you can find another version of it.
Well,
maybe
there
like
is
that's
nothing
the problem.
like it. That's the thing about
Yeah.
Angelo's. There is no.
I'm trying to
other
think if there
Angelo's
is.
downtown.
If there is,
No,
I don't think there
it
is.
doesn't exist. A bar where you
That
can
does
get
food.
especially for the hour.
That does
Yeah.
$3 drinks.
as late as it's up, as cheap as the drinks are, and just the amount of food they have. They have fucking everything. They have pizza, they have burgers, they have wings,
And I
they
suppose
got
in
Rubens,
addition
they got
to that-
euros,
I
they
suppose
got
in
all they got
addition to
salads,
that-
they have penne alla vodka.
I
You can get veal parmesan at fucking Angelo's at
And
2
I
o'clock in
suppose
the
in
morning.
addition to that, it's the times that we've had there as a friendship group,
Yes.
as well as Publix.
Nos-
Publix
nostalgia.
has fantastic options, and it is great to be there. But I don't know.
We've never been in a fight with a homeless person out front of Publix at 2 a.m.
Well, some of us may have, but not at 2 a.m. Maybe.
Have you? I don't know.
I've never had you staring me down the gullet, going, Remy, come on, one more beer.
Remy, one more
While
shot.
I'm sitting in the beer
One
aisle
more
of Publix,
shot.
I'd be like, I don't know, I'm pretty fucked up. I should probably just walk home. And you're like, come on, one more. We've never done that inside of a Publix.
Yeah, it's
true.
Angelo's. It's Angelo's then, I suppose. I suppose it's Angelo's, yeah.
So, I mean, so Remy's up now, right?
Yeah.
Angelo's.
Angelo's. Okay, we don't even have to go there.
So Angelo's is in the final,
Angelo's in the
which
finals.
we've not shocked about.
Love it.
And now I'm going to be going first on this one, and it's going to be the Springs versus the Emerald. And I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go with the Springs. And I absolutely love the Emerald, and I do. But
Yeah.
again, it comes back to the other options that are available. I can walk an extra couple blocks and go to
Yeah.
Angelo's, or I could go to Steve's, and that could be a new place instead of my nightly haunt after work.
Yeah.
There's no replacing the Springs.
That's-
and
that-
the memories made at the
That's
Springs.
the thing about the Springs
That's so unique.
versus any place else. It's like no matter how much we love Goose, Emerald, Angelo's, all those
there's
places,
backdrops to all
they
of them.
go down. Something else, whether it's
As
better
good
or
or-
worse, it's like there will be another bar, there'll be another spot to get late night food. Like those places will, they will reproduce. There will be other places like that. There's nothing like the Spring. And I mean, obviously, it's not like restaurants, businesses come and go. Those places could be knocked down tomorrow, and like, you'll never see them again. The Springs aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
There's no way the
Hopefully.
Springs.
Well,
will be-
hopefully, I mean,
Wow.
shit. Well, that's the thing, yeah.
The way the world's going right now,
Yeah.
we could be in a nuclear holocaust
Yeah.
tomorrow. God knows.
Yeah.
But
I'm going for the Springs.
yeah, it's
And
too hard to replace.
Remy, I think I know where you're going.
Yeah,
I
Emerald.
know where you're going.
Emerald again, because Emerald's
same
going
notes.
to win out for me
Mhm.
pretty
Dan?
much from here on out.
Dan, want to make this call?
Springs.
Okay.
Gotta go Springs once
So-
again, just because like Emerald, it's basically the same thing as the Springs versus what was the last one?
It was
Blue
against
Goose. Goose. Yeah, it was. It's like you lose those places. It's terrible. It's life ruining. I don't know about life ruining, but it's a very grim
upsetting.
day. It's very upsetting. You lose those places, but the Springs is just there's like an invigoration of going to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Springs
And getting away
when
from
you
it all.
go there. And it's just like it's an amazing place to have fun. It's a day, it's a weekend. You have great times with your friends.
Yep.
It's like going to the Springs once every 3 to 6 months is better than going to the Emerald
5 days a week.
twice a week, 3, 4, 5 times a week. It's like you have great times at the Emerald, but the Springs once every couple months
yeah,
is
better.
just
Yeah, I think so too.
it's
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so too. So the final, which Remy, you're going to get underway, which I'm sure we know the answer to yours, is the Springs versus Angelo's, and I think Dan will probably be the
That's the
deciding
final.
vote
The
in
final
this.
is
the
the
final
Angelo's
of this
versus the
bracket
Springs.
is Angelo's Bar and Grill versus
Well, I'll tell
Florida
you,
Springs.
I might need to have a cigarette on this one.
Okay,
And
why don't
kinda-
we come back and talk about the final?
Well, are
and
we
then-
at the break?
Yeah, we're about 3 minutes before, and I think this is a good point to just go ahead and break.
Wait,
before we-
save the final for the next
Yeah,
round.
I think. Yeah, I need to go smoke on. I need to go ask Jesus about this one for a little bit.
He needs to talk to whatever God you
yeah.
pray to.
Yeah,
Whatever deity.
yeah. I'm gonna take the 2 minutes that we should be talking about this. We're taking a little bit of a break.
We're
I'm gonna
gonna-
have a cigarette. I'm gonna talk to
We're
Jesus.
going to recharge our batteries.
and I'm not. I don't want to talk about what happened last night because it's only gonna get me
only
upset.
gonna make me angry.
All right, guys.
All right.
Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the incredible finale to this tournament bracket. Woo!
Both these fucks on their phones.
Welcome back, guys, to the Is This Football podcast. Thank you for rejoining us or just now joining us. We've been going through a lovely Best of the Burg bracket. The BBB is Remy likes to call the Better Business Bureau Best of the Burg bracket. And we have come down to the final two.
I can't believe we're finally here.
I
The
can't believe it.
illustrious. I never
To be
thought
honest,
we were going
to be
get
honest, if we'd have just picked the final two off the top, we probably wouldn't have got these two. I don't think the Springs would have been mentioned.
here. I think
without-
you're wrong.
Well, you don't think without going through it like this?
Yeah, no.
Well, it was fun talking about stuff
Yeah,
anyway.
no, it is. I'd have taken Springs easily.
Yeah.
I mean,
but-
for me,
Hey,
I don't know. Like
we
for
got
me,
here for a reason.
Yeah,
And
the
And
Springs,
everybody
yeah.
in the cup is deserving of their chance.
Oh, Remy, you're still hurt about that,
Shut
aren't you?
it.
You're
Don't
still
even.
a little
Don't
bit
even.
butthurt about
Don't
it.
even.
He keeps bringing up
Don't
the cup.
even.
He can't
Don't
help
even.
himself.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
just because we made it here, it's been a great season.
I'm really proud of my boys.
I'm really proud of everybody. Game 6.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean,
I don't want to talk about what happened in the cup. It's only going to get me upset.
Did you see that asshole fall over with the cup in the bar?
I did.
There's like that video of, I don't even know what the player is. He's like holding the cup up and he's like, ah! He jumps into the bar and he just falls.
I don't
flat.
know which guy there.
He falls flat on his back, and then all the comments were like, "And these are the assholes that beat us in the fucking NHL
Well,
final."
to be fair, McDonough dropped the cup and dented it, and we had to send it back to.
I think Gronkowski did the same thing.
We're not
right?
going
With
to
the
talk
Super
about
Bowl
that.
with
No,
Don Ball.
but-
Tom Brady threw it from a boat to another boat.
Okay, did you hear about? I
So,
don't.
if
I
they'd have
wish
dropped
I knew
that
the
in-
guy's name. I wish I knew the guy's name, but there was a player for the Avalanche, and when they were doing their parade float, the player from the Avalanche got off to go sign some autographs and take some selfies, drink a couple beers with a couple fans, and then he tried to get back on the float, like.
It wouldn't let him.
And the guards were like, no, because he just looks like a douchebag
Yeah,
bro
it
with
looks like
like
some
long
dude,
hair with
yeah.
a backward hat and a
Yeah.
fucking Avalanche jersey on. They're like, no. He's like, no, I'm supposed to be on that
I
fucking
play for the
float.
team.
Yeah.
Like, I play for the fucking team.
I won that cup.
I'm employed by the Avalanche.
Now, would that have happened at a lightning parade? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20.
That's right.
You know,
But
but
anyway, yeah, so we're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to talk about the fucking nitty gritty, the fucking end of the end, the end all
the day-to-day
be all.
grind of St. Pete.
That's
yeah,
right.
I know. We've gone through a lot of really, really good St. Pete
And
places.
thank you guys
A
so
lot.
much, for following us out there for the last 3 episodes of this.
I
and,
know, right? You guys have stuck with us through all this bullshit,
And make sure you're
not.
For all it's worth, make sure you're going out to YouTube and liking Tiger Cage Media, subscribing to the page. That way you get our show every Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can also check out our sister podcast, They Call Us The Breeze, every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, make sure you cycle back wherever you get your podcast drip, because we're always going to have the nice, pretty episodes tied up with a bow. And I mean, I love you guys, but we fuck around a little bit live, but
a little bit.
we edit some things out and we go straight for the kill. When it
Gotta
comes
watch
to-
the YouTube, baby.
Yeah,
YouTube Live. That's where the real
exactly.
fun's at.
That's exactly
That's the good
right.
stuff.
So if you subscribe to the Tiger Cage, you get those notifications. You know.
Our Tiger Cage Media, baby.
Yeah, but we
That's
got the
content.
final bracket tonight, and I'm very excited. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm. without further
We haven't been
ado.
talking about it together for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I
at all.
know, right?
We've
You haven't seen what we've been talking
we've,
about
we've
off
been,
camera.
We've been smoking in different areas.
I'm
of Dan's
hoping.
complex.
I'm hoping what I think will be the end all be all is not the end all be all, because I have no relation to that. So I'm gonna hope and pray that we can get through this final bracket and I win.
Who wants to go first?
I have money
Wait,
in
what do you-
Vegas.
what do you mean you win?
Well, I have money in
There
Vegas.
isn't like a winner to this.
No, I have
It's not like
money-
Somebody's not winning.
I
this
bet
bracket.
He's
This is just-
he's had a hefty bet on Angelo's.
This is a subjective choice.
from
Vegas
2
pushed
3
Angelo's out
3
to-
weeks
he goes,
ago.
I hope I win.
Vegas
Like, what
pushed
the
Angelo out to plus 300
the
2
fuck
weeks
do you
ago.
mean?
3
You
weeks
hope
ago,
you
I
win.
put all my life
Yep.
savings on Angelo's.
Yep.
So we'll see
God.
how it
He
goes.
took out credit card loans and there's all on Angelo's.
So, having said that, where are we at? Where's the
Remy, do you wanna take it away?
Let's go. Well, so what's the final?
The final is Angelo's and the Springs.
Angelo's versus
Remy?
So we're
Springs.
literally here. We're
We're
at the
here.
end.
We're in it right now.
Can I, before you start, just for anybody listening that doesn't quite know, I know we've been going through this for the last couple episodes. Anybody that doesn't know, Angelo's is a nice little restaurant in downtown St. Pete.
I'd call a restaurant, do you think?
Well, what would you call it?
A bar that serves food. I don't think it qualifies
Correct.
as a
I
restaurant.
think that's the definition
No,
of
but
a
some people
restaurant.
do go
Yeah,
there like
but
it's
I
a
don't know.
restaurant.
I mean, it's
some people
large.
do go there
They-
like it's a
The
restaurant.
size of the menu and just
I guess it could
It's a
possibly
restaurant.
be a restaurant. Okay.
Open late, full liquor bar, cheap drinks, bartenders. They're lovely, great food,
and terrible. And
great
mean,
and terrible at
and
the same
mean,
time.
and-
They're always pissed. They're always like somehow happy and unhappy to see you at the
yeah,
same time.
It's true.
Just to give a little background on that, Remy, go ahead. Angelo's versus the Springs.
Well, we all know my answer. It's going to be Angelo's. and I can't believe it's come down to these final two.
I know, we're here. We're in it.
But I'm going to pick Angelo's because one thing I will say. One late Tuesday night, I was at Angelo's about 2:30, 3 o'clock. They're closing down, right? It is pouring rain outside, like literally torrential pouring rain. Now, I walked to Angelo's from my apartment because, as we all know, it's about a block and a half away from Angelo's.
Not even.
And so I walk over to Angelo's quite frequently. And I believe Scar and Miss Jess were both there that night. And it was pouring down rain.
James?
They literally, maybe James. They literally, it was closed. They kicked everybody out. They invited me to stay and just sit at the bar until they got done closing. And one of them were going to give me a ride home in the torrential rain.
I remember you telling me
now,
about this. Yeah.
The rain did subside within an hour of me waiting for them to basically do all their receipts and do all their stuff. And I was like, oh, it's not raining anymore. Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to walk now because you guys got about another 45 minutes of this bullshit. But the point is, these people offered me a ride just down to my house, just so I didn't have to walk in the pouring rain. And that means a lot to me.
But more to my point is what I was making is that seems like it's less of an Angelo's thing. It's more of a Angelo's serving staff.
Correct.
And it's
correct.
the people
You
that
could go that route.
Which, like I said, for many of the rounds leading up to where we are now, that was one of my big things added into the grandeur of what Angelo's is. Not only is it drinks, food, late night, crazy place to be, entertainment, fights, crazy homeless people doing wild shit, all types of stuff. But
kitchen staff shitting all over the toilets.
The three of us have a deep connection to the wait staff there. We've been going there for too long, and they all know us, love us. I don't know if I'd say love us. I say that.
Tolerate us.
They tolerate us. I say that generally, but I do get that. I do get that you have a deep place in your heart for Jess, Scar, James, all the guys, all the peeps. I gotta go Springs though.
Yeah,
gotta go Springs, baby. I love Angelo's, but
you don't have to sugarcoat it for me.
I just feel like if Angelo's wasn't there, once like I said, I've referenced this many times in this little bracket. We'd find another place. We would find another spot. It would be difficult, wouldn't be the same thing, might not be as good, might be better, God knows. I think we would make it in downtown St. Pete. It would be tough, and Remy,
I know.
You know how much I love Angelo's.
I know
how was I not the first person that brought you to Angelo's? No, you had been there before. I know.
No, because I used to go to Angie's and they moved to Angelo's.
Oh, you remember Angie's?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
See, I've been going to Angelo's since it was Angie's on the corner of
Janice.
I've been since 2010, 2009.
I would literally walk outside of a concert when you used to be allowed back in.
The line was around the
you used
block.
to be allowed back into Janice back in the day. So I would be drunk halfway through in between band 2 and 3, and I'm there to see band 4, and I'm just kind of drunk, and I'd be like, I need a sausage and peppers or a cheesesteak right now. And I would just walk out, go to Angie's, get the fucking cheesesteak, eat it on that little cement planter, the round cement planter that they had out there.
I remember.
Just sit there and eat my fucking cheesesteak or my Polish sausage with some peppers and onions. And then I'd fucking go back into the concert and I'd watch the last 2 shows. I'd be right as rain. You know what I mean? And Angie's served that purpose and then eventually became Angelo's. And I mean, that's still my affinity for it. But
I remember when it moved, I remember being very upset and thinking this is not going to go well. They're like, oh, we're moving here. We're just moving down the street. And I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I don't like this at all. This is not going to be good. It's not going to be the same place. It's not going to be as good. And then they somehow made it better. Because remember, that little place, that was tiny.
Well, they expanded it. I mean, remember, it was the Globe Cafe. It was a
it was just
house.
but then Angie's, when it was what it was just like a little bar. You'd walk in, it was probably 10 to 15 bar seats, and they had 1 or 2 tables, but it was basically what the Burg is now.
Right.
It was like a little hallway with a couple seats.
But then they opened it up to the right side, and they added that extra, all those booths.
Yeah,
and
but
everything.
that wasn't. No. I'm talking about Angie's, where Angie's was.
Oh, okay,
Angie's was. It was a tiny little spot, that tiny little corner, and then they moved it to Angelo's.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't
You're
like
right,
this at
you're
all.
right,
And then
you're
I was like, oh my God, this is so much better than what it was. It was a larger spot. Because remember, they didn't have beer, liquor. They didn't serve alcohol.
Well, they served beer.
They had beer.
They
had like a cooler of beer, but it wasn't a
Right.
full liquor bar at the old place the way it was.
Correct.
Now.
But yeah, you're picking the Springs. Yeah. I
Yeah.
gotcha. I don't hate you for it.
I'm going Springs. Like I said, I've said it for a while. The Springs is the best part about Florida.
Yeah, it's the way it makes you feel when you go.
Anybody that knows anything about going around to different places in Florida, they're just like being in nature like that, being out in the woods. It's beautiful. The water, it's gorgeous at all times. It's clear. We were out there a couple months ago. We saw like a fucking herd of manatees and shit like that.
That's cool.
Like,
That's cool.
You know, just different things like that. You can have a great little camping trip. You can go out there with your peeps. You go out there, drink, have a good time. It's just like that is one of those things. I mean, like I said, if Angelo's stopped tomorrow, I'd be in a bad way. But the Spring, nothing
Can't
compares.
replace them. Can't replace
You
them.
can't replace it. There's nothing that's going to come along that's going to make me feel the way that I feel when I do a nice little Springs trips with my boys, my friends, my people, all that stuff. It's too good.
Right.
I don't mean to get sappy here, but the Springs
No,
is
that's
just
a very, very good take.
the Springs is just another level.
I think the guy that made all this possible tonight is going to be the end vote on this last one.
It's worked out that way. It has worked out that way.
We've somehow.
And if I do say so myself, it is time for Eddie to deliver the
final vote because
the
it's split right now. We've got one and one.
Remy's Vegas bet. The coffin of Remy's Vegas bet is sitting in the dirt, and the nail is halfway in, and he's pushing it out from inside his coffin.
We're doing our best.
I do love Angelo's, and I appreciate all of the
We all
nostalgia
know
that
you
you
do.
both provided. But
And
nailing the
quick,
coffin in,
all the
no,
fights.
no, sir, no.
No, real quick, before we get into this,
no.
I just want to shake your hand.
Yes, sir.
A great job. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been listening for the last 2-3 episodes, Eddie put all this together.
Thank you, thank you,
All
thank
right,
you.
man. I mean, this is all on Eddie.
Yeah.
And he did a phenomenal job.
I was skeptical when
Yeah.
he came up with this couple shows ago. He's like, I'm putting
gonna
together
do this.
a bracket.
I'm going to do that.
I
I'm gonna
was
do that.
like,
And we're
there's
all right,
no way
yeah.
this
It's
shit's
not
going
gonna happen.
down. We're going to
It's-
get to the show next week, and he's not going to have shit.
And here we go.
He's not
3
gonna
episodes
have
later. Yeah.
shit.
3 hours later,
Yeah,
and
man.
the Springs are taking it down.
3
For the-
weeks later,
For
and
the things
we're-
that Dan has said, for the the opportunity moving forward, going there and spending time, and it's just the most magical place to me. I think
really
it
is.
and it can be
just-
wholesome, it can be debaucherous, it can be anything. It's
It's
multifaceted.
just a good time.
It's a great place. It's a
Well,
great place.
I will
Just
say,
wonderful.
I will
Remy,
say,
you'll be on the next one.
I will say, that's what I was just about to say. I love the Emerald.
Mhm.
I love Steve's. I love Publix.
Mm-hmm.
I love Snowbirds going away.
all the
I love
they're all things that
everything.
we love.
Apparently, the only thing I don't know how to love yet is going to the
this-
Springs.
yeah.
Which is the winning
So,
bracket
I
of St.
think it's
Pete. So
time.
it's time to get your feet wet.
Remy, you have to look at this as an opportunity.
Well,
Yeah.
no, this
is an opportunity
This
for
is
your
a
life to
deciding
get
factor.
better.
This is a deciding factor on the fact that I
Yeah.
actually just need to go to the Springs with
I've
you
been
two.
trying to get you out there for years.
I mean,
buddy.
I've been to the Springs
No,
as
no,
a
you've
child,
been there, but I've been trying to get
but
you
I've
to
never
come
gone with
us.
you guys, and maybe now
You're
that-
always just like, oh,
maybe that's
going to
be the
I think
deciding
that's
factor.
the way. I think that's
Yeah.
the way to do it, bud.
You got to come. I'm glad we've turned you.
Yep.
Glad
I
we
think-
turned you on this
so
one.
this whole thing was a plan to get me to go.
Yeah,
to the
It was
that's
a ploy
We've
to get
spent
you to
the
the
last
Springs,
3
I know.
weeks trying to get you to go for one day, and you've committed
Nailed it.
now. There's no
I
way
know.
out.
Yeah, you're in now. I'm gonna text Goose right now and be like, Remy will be taking a few days off in the next 3 months at some
You
point.
still got our number, right? I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I'm sure I do. Oh.
Well, man,
Any-
Eddie, big applause to you, guy.
Thank you,
I
Eddie.
mean,
Thank you.
that was a
Nailed
very
it.
fun 3
Yeah, it
episodes.
was good.
I really
It was good.
enjoyed
And
it.
it came at the
It
perfect
was a
time
good
of
time.
lack of sports. And
I
not
want to
a lot
ask the
going on.
listeners out there, what do you guys feel about that?
And you had to go
Oh,
and
it's
fucking
brilliant.
ruin it.
It's brilliant.
It was a
That's-
lovely time, and then he's just ruined
That's
it
the
with this
perfect way
dumb
to cap it off.
fucking
That's the
Viking
perfect way to
shirt.
cap it off.
No,
Ah!
I'm not buying that one.
I'm here for it. That's how they listen. That's how the fans feel.
It's just
I'm
gonna
sorry.
keep going.
This how well the fans they can't be subdued at this point. They've been worked into a frenzy.
Oh man, great job, man.
That
That
was
was
shorter
fun.
than
That was
usual.
fun. That was a good time.
was gonna.
Oh,
Anything
wow.
to chat about before?
Well, no, I was just gonna say I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about the hot dog eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
and all
Fucking
that's going on.
Chestnut.
Like
Jaws
Eddie,
Chestnut.
Eddie tried to say that at this point in the year we don't have a lot of sports going on.
Well, Jaws
Did you
Chestnut.
forget
Jaws
about
Chestnut
the
just ate
hot
6
dog?
to 7 hot dogs.
Okay,
so.
first of all, before we get
Joey.
into this, you
It's
do
Joey.
His
know
name is Joey Jaws Chestnut.
I'm trying to. I should have looked this up a little bit harder, but there is like a professional eating league now.
Okay.
No, it's
Like,
do they?
it's
Do they eat?
Japan. They do this.
Wait,
Well,
do
no,
they
but,
eat
like,
different
they do
types
different
of
thi-
food,
well,
like
because-
lasagnas?
Well,
and-
I don't know about lasagna.
They're
but
not Garfield.
They
Yeah, I
do,
mean, that'd
they
be
do
amazing, though.
wings, dude. In addition to the hot dog eating contest, they also have a lemonade chugging contest.
Heard.
Oh,
This
I got that.
massive black dude.
Just give me some Malox for the heartburn.
The dude that won the dude that won the lemonade thing was similar to Joey Chestnut in just how dominant he was. You have to chug it. You have to chug a gallon of lemonade
Yeah.
as quick as you can, and it was just massive.
So it's
Like,
one,
open
and
every
then, and then
throat.
you take a break. So it's not unlimited gallon on gallon on gallon.
no, it's 1 gallon.
so it's not
who,
a timed. It's not a time thing on like you've
It's
got
who-
30 seconds. How many gallons?
who
can you drink?
kills the gallon the quickest.
Got you. So it's like a pint.
And
drink,
this
isn't it?
one dude, and it's just so funny. You can see him chugging it, and he's chugging it so much faster.
Open up
than
your
all the other
throat. Just
people.
open up your throat.
And then he puts it down and lets out these large belches that it's just you can see his lips like quivering. He's like,
like Barney from The Simpsons.
and then he
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
back and continues
And it's
chugging.
wait,
it.
is it out of a traditional lemonade?
It's like a
gallon
pitcher.
with a
Pitcher.
small
It's like
hole,
a-
or
it's
is it
like-
an opened up large hole?
It's like a big ass like mason jar. It's like
Okay,
it's
got
like
you.
a
So there's
it's
a-
like a gallon mason jar, and they're just drinking it out.
Well, as we know, Joey Chestnut, he took the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July. They have it every year.
Yeah.
What at the boardwalk of Jersey? Is it Jersey?
It's Jersey.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The
It's
Nathan's-
Coney Island, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
Coney
Jersey,
Island.
New York,
Yeah.
or
Nathan's
something?
hot dog eating contest. We watch it every year. It's on ESPN. But Joey Chestnut has been a big contender for the past few
Well,
years.
when people talk about the most dominant athletes in sports history, I'm not even kidding here.
Wayne Gretzky?
I'm being fully serious.
Wayne Gretzky,
Well,
Usain
no.
Bolt.
Well, no. Okay, they do
Usain
it. They
Bolt.
do it once a year.
Bo Jackson.
Joey Chestnut has won 15. The one he won this year was either his 15th or his 16th.
Yeah.
But you
he's
saw-
won 16 to 15 in the last 15 to 17 years.
I love that,
That
his
is a
name's
kind
Joey
of-
Chestnut as well. It's
and
just
that's
fits
his
just
real
sounds so
name.
made
Yeah,
up.
it fits
That's his
perfectly.
real
Sounds so
name.
made
The
up.
American Dream, Joey Chestnut.
Joey
the
Jaws
American,
Chestnut.
The American Dream, brought to you by Joey Chestnut.
What sucks shit is
New
give
30
it
for 30.
give it 5 to 10 years and Hulu's gonna do an original movie on
Yeah,
his life
100%.
story.
Oh
100%,
yeah, no. I think
100%.
I think someone's already done a documentary on it. It has to
100%.
be.
It was probably just a small indie one though. There'll be a Netflix.
Tom Hanks is gonna play him.
Yeah.
But the
Yes,
best
yeah.
part to me, which I thought was funny, is like the size, like because he's not a small guy. Joey Chestnut. I remember I saw it today. He's 6'1". I want to say 220, 230. So like not small at all. He's a decent sized guy.
Yeah, but he's not a 300-pound behemoth.
Some of the other guys I saw, but the funny thing is, none of them are really like they're all big, but none of them are fat. Like all the people that went up, because I didn't realize it was as many people as possible. I didn't watch it yesterday during the actual competition.
Anyone can enter.
Not anyone. You have to
You have to
dude,
qualify.
like
That's
I said,
inspiring.
no, there's like a professional eating league, and you have to be in the league and qualify to get into it. And I thought it was only going to be like 5, 6, 7 guys. It was probably
20.
15 to 20 people. And a lot of them were, I saw several guys 6'5", 6'6", 250, 270 pounds. None of them were fat though. None of them like,
No one else has got the
like,
chestnuts.
You'd expect it to be some guy that's 6'5" and like
Yeah.
350 pounds. Like Joey Chestnut, like obviously he's not the most in shape human being in the
He's
world.
just eating 6,
He
7 hot
eats
dogs, to be
70
fair.
hot dogs. But when you look at the guy, if you saw him, you'd be like, oh, it's a normal dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Just some normal.
I would like
random
to
guy.
see. I would like to see how they adjudicate the wing eating, like to clear eating
meat.
one. How much has
The
to
meat.
leave the bone
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
wing to be
Probably 80%.
considered?
Probably 80%.
Yeah, it's
Are
probably-
people checking the wing and then being like, you have to come back to this one to finish
Yeah.
it if you haven't,
The funny thing is when they were
That's
doing,
a good
like,
point. That's
like
a very good
I
point.
watched the replay today, and as all the people, they'll like right before the competition, they'll have all the people coming out. Oh, this is this guy. He's from here and here. And then as they're walking up, they always have like little notes about, oh, this guy has done this guy has done that. One of the guys ate 50 hard-boiled eggs in 3 minutes,
Jesus fucking Christ.
which is one of the crazy things
Trying to think, break that down to a minute. Yeah, so
50
15 a minute.
hard-boiled
15 in a
eggs.
minute.
Like, do you realize how insane that is?
I think the hot dogs are harder than that.
That's
Actually,
I can only eat
fucking
like 2.
nuts.
the hot dogs with bun is quite a lot harder
See,
than
now,
the
that.
here's
bun
my
with it
biggest
is
question.
absolutely
Yeah, the bun-
absurd.
Here's my
You gotta eat
biggest
the
question.
bread with it. I could eat 50 hot dogs, just the dogs.
Because of the recession and everything that's going on right now, I every week I go to the grocery store, and actually I hate to admit this, but every week I buy a pack of hot dogs and a pack of buns.
Why would you ever be ashamed of that?
Also,
Well, it's just-
what brand?
It's
what
a
brand?
cheap. It depends on what's BOGO, and I throw one pack in the freezer, and then I get a pack of buns to go with whatever I'm eating that week. And it's a cheap fucking meal, and it's like 2 hot dogs, but like
Any sides?
no chips, some barbecue chips
So
or whatever. But
health
you know,
and nutrition
yeah,
based, you know.
just trying to get some lunch in there. It's better than spending money $6,
vegan
$7
way.
bucks at Wendy's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna eat. If I'm gonna put shit into my body, I might as well go buy some hot dogs. But I eat like 2, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah. How
Can
many?
you
do
imagine eating 63 fucking hot dogs?
67 actually, but
And that's not even his record. I want to say his record's like close to 80. Because like this time he did it, he won, but he didn't get like.
But let's talk
he's
about
set the world record like 8 to 10 times. Like
now.
in
They
the past
they
when he's
say
done
these
this
guys are
competition.
not athletes. Let's talk about how athletic
just
Joey Chestnut
Well,
is.
it depends on how you
this
define
year,
an athlete.
This year, he got a little more athletic in the competition. It wasn't
Oh, yeah.
just hot dogs and buns and water.
Puts
He
one
had
in
a
a triangle
fucking
choke.
dumbass
I mean,
protester.
If well, that as well, that is added to it. But like, if you define an athlete based on throwing a ball or running or being strong, it's like no, not an athlete there. But if you describe an athlete based solely on what their body,
sport.
on what their body is capable of doing. Like, just thinking about that, ingesting that amount of food
it's incredible to be
in
honest.
10 minutes.
Well, what I meant to say was
I could eat 70 hot dogs.
What do you think his parents think about his achievements? Do you think they're
They
like,
have to be proud.
They're proud.
I'd be
Okay, yeah,
so
yeah.
proud.
No, I'm not saying
I'd be
people
so
shouldn't.
proud of my
I'm
son
not
if
saying
he could eat
people
70
shouldn't be.
hot dogs in
I'm not
10
saying people
minutes.
shouldn't be, but do you think the whole family comes together, throws him like a celebration party, like?
Or do you think one of his
And they don't
parents is
serve-
like, I don't approve of
Yeah.
this.
And they don't
I don't
serve-
approve of this madness.
He's like, I'm just trying to
There's
win
too
over
many hot
I'm
dogs.
just trying to win over my father's affection
Yeah.
with my hot dog.
yeah, my hot dog
my
and
father
be
never
proud of
loved
me.
me. I'm trying to make him love me by eating all these hot dogs.
He loved hot dogs,
I
and
know.
I'm just trying to make
He
him
loved hot dogs.
No, but can you imagine? Okay, so the hot dog thing aside, you're
We're getting into the family dynamic,
We'll deal with the family on next week's show.
the chestnut family dynamic.
Does
Netflix
the brother
know.
feel overshadowed by
Yeah,
Joey's achievements?
probably.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I
He's
mean?
not
Like,
getting 70.
listen,
I'm sure he's feeling
he's a
depleted.
well-renowned New York lawyer. He's an
No,
incredibly
no,
successful
probably
New York
like a
lawyer.
stockbroker. or
No,
something.
Joey Chestnut's brother is a guy that has his own brand of boiled peanuts that he sells to shops in North Carolina.
True,
Gas
true.
stations.
Heard.
But you gotta. So the vegan jumps up on stage. Did you see Joey Chestnut? He's like in it, the middle of, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was like 40,
Hot dog 32 or something.
40 or something like that. This fucking vegan
Not even halfway
protester
through.
comes and jumps up on the stage with a sign.
Yeah.
And what did the sign read? I
It
don't
was
even
like
fuck-
Smithfield's
Something
murder
Death
plant.
Star or
Smithfield's murder
something?
plant. Or
something
Yeah.
about a Death Star.
Well, it was,
Basically, where Nathan
was-
sought their hot
yeah.
dogs from, it's like
it
some
was saying that the plant where they make the hot dogs
Monster
is the Death
abattoir.
Star.
So you
want to
say that this guy is not an athlete? You will watch. If you watch the clip, you will watch Joey Chestnut grab this
It was a
fucking
triangle
idiot,
choke that Charles Oliveira would have been proud of.
triangle choke, and then as soon as he gets him in a choke, he shoves the last bit of
Yeah,
hot
he
dog in
gets
his
him
mouth.
with the choke. Choke
He's got him in
slams
the
him.
triangle, and with the hot dog in his right hand, forming the
Still
he's
eating the hot
The
dog.
glizzy.
straight in, yeah.
He just downs
Flips
the
him over,
glizzy.
next hot dog, and he's like, "Oh, good, I'm still 9 ahead of the
Well,
next
it's like
nearest."
have you ever seen those videos
with mild interruption.
Yeah.
You ever seen those videos at like a football game where like there'll be a streaker and then one of the defensemen, like a safety, will like tackle the streaker? You ever seen those ones? It's like
No.
that. It'll be in the middle of a football game and someone will be streaking on the field and one of the football players is like, "Fuck this," and they'll just tackle the fuck out of the streaker.
It's a
like
drill.
that.
It's
It's
a
like
drill.
that.
It's
He's
a
like,
drill.
"You know what? I'm done with this," and he
Yeah.
just tackles the guy. Very similar.
yeah. Parallels can be drawn.
We like to have a lot of fun around here in Tiger County.
We like to have a little bit of fun around here, but I would absolutely consider him an outstanding athlete.
He's on ESPN, so
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
dude, he's on
yeah.
ESPN every year for the last 15 years, and he dominates. Imagine eating 45 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
He's the type of
and
athlete
you got beat by 25 hot dogs.
He's the type of athlete that's in the same bracket as someone like a Norman Duke. It's a very C-level, C-list. Yeah, Norman Duke
doesn't hold a candle to Chestnut. Telling you that right now.
Norman Duke has got the fire.
Norman Duke would have to win about 10 to 15 more bowling.
My biggest thing is I eat 2 hot dogs for dinner. I'm waking up,
shitting your pants.
3 hours later, shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Has
going
it got
to,
chili?
I'm rushing to.
Do you do chili on hot dogs?
I love chili dogs, but I'm talking just straight hot dogs. I'll eat them. I'll pass out.
Wake
3
up
hours
and then,
into sleep, I'm going to the bathroom.
Calls,
How does this motherfucker not lose his entire life out his ass?
I mean, I was just going to say, not to get really gross, but what do you think those shits are like?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I don't think he throws it up. I was all like, for a long time, I was like, well, they must just eat all these hot dogs and then immediately throw it up. Yeah. I don't think they do.
Yeah, probably not.
I think they eat them and then just let
nature take its course.
The funniest part is like you see them eat all these hot dogs, and then like the time goes, and like, oh, he's the champion, and you just see his face, and he's just like,
well, their eyeballs
they're holding his arms up, and he's just like,
their eyeballs get yellow because of all the fucking salt and shit.
The drool is coming out of his mouth. He's just
I did it. Did anyone get the vegan? Did they put him in jail?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go to bed.
Did you arrest that guy?
Did everybody arrest him? All right, I gotta go to bed.
Oh man.
I bet the sleep is incredible off 6-7 hot dogs. Could you imagine? You're talking 2 to 3 days worth of sleep inbound.
How funny and
especially because of the training that comes for it.
How awesome would it be if he completed that competition, and ate all those and then went like night clubbing?
Well, okay, all right.
Like how awesome would that be if he just like later on in the night and like
you just see him later
4th of
on
July, you're at a nightclub in Coney Island, and you just see Joey Chestnut just like going nuts.
Well, less energy, I'm sure.
Yeah. He wouldn't be dancing around, but maybe he's
fumbling around.
Maybe he's just like slowly vibing to the music. He's like, bro, you just ate 70 hot dogs.
Stay out of Joey's projectile.
Stay out of his way.
His projectile.
Stay out of his way.
I mean,
the rear end is probably pretty deadly as well, to be honest.
Those farts have to be intense.
Just incredible.
Oh my!
You are honestly though talking about pushing the human body to its extreme limits with things like this. Like, I think that there's every chance that that should be killing most people.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that would be death.
If you forced anyone in this room to eat 6-7 hot dogs within what's the time limit? An hour?
It's 10 minutes. What do you mean an hour? What? It's 10 minutes.
Just our stomach linings.
Did we not already discuss that?
We didn't discuss the time
it's
parameter.
10 minutes.
Hour respectively.
70.
And Dan, you can eat a lot. Dan can eat a lot. And Eddie, you can probably eat a little bit more than me.
Yeah.
But if you gave us that amount of sustenance to put inside of our bodies in 10 minutes without any reprieve, we're gonna bust open.
Could you boys eat 10 hot dogs with bun in 10 minutes?
I was just gonna say, like, that's the levels to this, because you both know that I can eat a lot.
Could you do 10 in 10 minutes?
With bun. It's funny that you brought that up, because that was the number that I was gonna like.
Yeah, one a minute.
Also, like, not comfortably.
Yeah, but could you do it without having to stop?
I think that in 10 minutes I could get 10 down.
Okay.
And there's a monetary reward. There's like 10 grand. 10 grand.
And I would be hurting at the end of it.
Yeah. I will give you a not, I think, but like I said...
You don't think I could get 10 in 10 minutes?
No, I'm saying for me, I will give you not an I think, but I know. Because, like I said, I buy hot dogs and buns once a week. I can eat 3 in 15 minutes. Just leisurely.
But that's not forcing them down. You're not pushing. If you're pushing yourself, let's say you're getting 10 grand. Like, you're getting 10 grand.
But like, if I'm watching TV and I have my 3 hot dogs that I made for dinner, it really only lasts me like 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah, but they're done.
Also,
And
you're
that's
coming
not
with a different
competitive.
mindset. You're
That's
coming with a
not
different
competitive.
mindset when you're trying
So
to
I'm
eat.
saying, what
I think we could all
if
eat 10 in 10 minutes for
If
10
a man
grand.
can eat 3 in fucking 12 leisurely,
Well, okay.
I think
Yeah,
I could
oh,
do.
really? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
10 and
Not,
10, yeah.
not that it's anywhere even close to that amount, but you remember when I came to your work and I ate that whole. I ate like. Well,
Yeah,
no,
26 ounces of steak
there
without
were-
bone.
Yeah, which
With two
isn't-
sides.
Which isn't like. Well, I didn't finish the potatoes.
Yeah, I ate the
There
potatoes.
was like I ate the salad, or there
Yeah,
was
you
another
ate the
side.
salad and I ate the
ate the
potatoes.
salad. I ate
potatoes.
all the meat. I probably ate that in like probably 10 to 15 minutes. It wasn't that long.
No, it was like 45 minutes.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was closer to 10 minutes. Okay. But
No, it was like 45
didn't
minutes.
finish the potatoes, but
Dreams and aspirations.
if I
boys.
was also not pushing myself. Like I got to a place where I was comfortably full, and I was like, I'm done. I've had enough. Can't eat the potatoes. But if I was like pushing myself, I feel like I could have eaten another 26 ounces.
But do you know what the thing is about that as well is it's the carbs that fill you up mainly.
It
isn't
really
So
is,
like
so.
the
But
bun.
if I was dipping them in water,
Well, that's why
some
they
of them
do-
were dipping them in like fruit punch. I saw some of them dipping
Wait.
them, and their hands would come out red.
What
I'm
color
like,
were
that-
they? I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, Rami, Ramdog. The hot dogs were like a reddish brown color. Yeah, the buns were brown. Yeah,
Before the red.
Thank you, Remy. But no, I saw some of them like dipping their shit, and their hands would come out red. I'm like, he's dipping that into fruit punch.
Yeah, which makes it worse to me. I just don't
Different
want
strokes, baby.
different strokes. Yeah, I don't want to dip any water. I'm interested in the lemonade drinking contest. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out some different food contests when I get home. I'd like to see a lasagna one. How many?
I don't think that exists.
Yeah, but imagine if it
I
did.
would say let's get a healthy, friendly competition going on between the three of us, but we all know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither
There's
one
just
of you.
no
is
Also, I love
anywhere
the fact that
coming
we're
close to
labeling. I
me.
love the fact that we're labeling this as healthy.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to see who can eat the 3 fastest stalks of broccoli first.
I got you
That
on
just
asparagus.
doesn't even
I can
sound fun.
wolf
Yeah.
through some asparagus. I got you.
But I guarantee you, if I didn't eat for a whole day, like if I took a one whole day, didn't eat,
no,
and then I woke up the next day,
No, that's the wrong way to
smoked
do it.
a little weed.
That's
No,
the
it
wrong
is.
way to do it. No,
I
because
think
your
the
stomach
optimal.
shrinks.
Yeah,
Your
it's true.
stomach
Yeah, in
shrinks
24
over
hours.
time.
I
Your
think in
stomach's
24
not
hours
gonna
it does
shrink
stand.
into-
Honestly,
no.
listen. If you ate a very very small breakfast, got yourself hungry, and then
Yes.
tried to do it at 9 p.m.
That's
at night,
correct.
I think that would be your optimal.
Yeah,
feasting.
that's correct. Yeah, get
I
yourself a
don't
meal
know.
in, and then wait
A
6
very
hours,
small
and then
meal.
I
go.
would say
Very
maybe,
small meal.
maybe eat a small lunch and then
Tiny,
wait
though.
and then
And
wait
then eat
and
around
then
11
wait,
p.m.
No, and then wait till the next day.
Yeah, that could be
Like
good.
eat
Yeah,
eat
maybe.
a small lunch, don't eat anything, and then the next day wake up. If I smoked a little bit of weed, had a couple beers, because I've always said,
Oh, when I'm drunk, dude, I can eat everybody
Drunk
under the
munchies
table.
hit me way harder than high munchies. Like high munchies, I want to like chew on something, and
And
like
when you're-
chips or
and-
something.
and also drunk munchies.
Remy, how many times have you seen me get 2 entrees and an appetizer
Well,
at Angelo's and
absolutely.
pound it, and I'll go home and eat more
But the
food?
thing about the drunk, like anything you do when you're drunk, you feel a superpower. You feel invincible. You eat all this food, and you wake up the next day, and you're
you
like,
feel horrific.
You hurt.
Heartburn and
Yeah.
you got a
So-
brick in
I
your
never
stomach.
get it that bad.
I always do. If I
I
drunk
do too.
eat real bad,
Once I
it's-
get a cup of coffee into
Actually,
the
it was
toilet,
the
I'm
Euro.
golden.
It was the Euro that really upset me last week.
meh.
The Angelo's Euro.
You know.
We've
questionable.
we've parted company.
All right. Well, guys, God, episode 22,
I
man.
know,
I'm proud of
right?
you guys.
We're there.
Yeah.
It's hot.
And
Double deuce.
Hell of a bracket, man. Hell of a
I
bracket.
know, right? Good on you, Edward.
Thank you,
All right,
thank you.
so the Springs win, and
Yep.
we're out. you know?
Springs went out.
And
Joey
I'm happy with
Chestnut's
that.
champion once again.
If we can get the two together at one point ever,
I
that is
know,
the
right?
So the
The
final, yeah,
the final boss
we
is
should
Joey
just,
Chestnut
we
eating
should
70
just
hot dogs
kidnap-
on a kayak.
We kidnap Joey Chestnut.
Oh,
we,
man, I'm
we
not-
drop
I'm
him
not
into
sure
the
that's the
Springs.
best
I'm not
idea,
trying to
yeah.
strong arm Joey Chestnut. You clearly saw what happens when you try to strong arm
We
Joey
drop
You
Chestnut.
need to
him.
bring a small SWAT team.
You
to
get the
bring him
fucking
to the
horns of
Springs,
that
yeah.
bull.
We drop him into the Springs, naked and afraid, and we see what he does.
And we just
That's
throw
it.
Yeah.
hot dogs into the water, just like
See what
trying to lead him wherever we're going.
Well, on that note,
On that note, guys, love you.
we'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
All right,
Love
yeah,
you.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Join us next
night.
week.
Bye.